So I don't know this for sure, but my experience is leading me to start to believe that the only thing the human spirit cannot really handle is an existential lie, a basic lie about who you are. And that's why, in all Buddhist teachings, in all non-dual teachings, the number one thing you're trying to do is figure out who you are. And the secret of this is that you are like really nothing. There is not a single bit of you or me or them that's separate from everything else. We are completely intertwined with everything. And the best way you can uh, see that, understand that, know that is to see yourself as nothing. So once the lie is that you're something separate. That's the lie. And so that lie then turns into all sorts of dogma trying to explain exactly how you're this and exactly how you're that and how your brain works, what this word means, what that saint said. It's like it just turns into this crazy, crazy thinking. But when you bring it all down to zero, you're nothing. You're just this nothingness that is just intrinsically connected, not even connected to, because connected implies that there's you and there's something to be connected to, but just completely entwined. Everything, you're entwined with me, I'm entwined with you. And when you can see this, and there's no words that can explain it, there's no words that need to explain it. It's just, it's a completely wordless knowing. And when you see this for yourself, it's obvious. It never goes away. It's like, well, of course. And then you can start piecing together all the stories we've told, stories about Buddha, stories about Jesus, stories about enlightenment, stories about non-duality, stories about, your national identity. All these things then just become stories. They don't become a lie. And think of a lie as, it's like, well, there's no sense in a lie if somebody doesn't believe it, right? So a lie is this belief system that you've been given, more than likely accidentally given, telling you who you are as something separate from everything else. And the human spirit just can't deal with that. And that's a good thing, because we need to know that we are part of everything. But when we have this fundamental lie at the core of our being, you can't ever piece together the world in a way that makes sense. So when you know that you are nothing, then you're able to start piecing together the world. Stories, who you are, who your parents were, where you came from, what you're doing. You're able to start piecing that together in a way that makes sense. If you have this lie that you're separate, nothing will ever make sense, and everything will always be a wound that cannot heal. So the only thing the human spirit can't handle is a fundamental lie. Fortunately, for the vast majority of human history, human beings have been able to live lieless, without this lie, without this need to, or without this a story that we're separate. We've been able to live that way for millions of years, hundreds of thousands of years at least, for sure. And so we can get back there. That's all my talking and talking and talking is about, is trying to get you back out of that lie into who you are. And then at that point, every single thing about life is doable. Every single thing about you is doable. It doesn't matter if somebody lies to you, somebody cheats on you, you get hurt, you get sick. This is why Enlightenment teachers always say that enlightenment is freedom from suffering, because it's more that it's the freedom from this lie. That's where we want to get.